My Way to God. Author
Hossein Hilbert.
This part. Contact with Spirits. Part 5. One day, my family and I were guests of Amir and his mother. Amir told me, "Ghosts have little energy and are not visible in the light. I can sense the existence of ghosts very well, but I wanted to see one of them once." Amir's room had a large closet that consisted of a part with 2 doors and a part with 1 door. He opened the 1-door wardrobe. The cupboard was about 80 centimeters wide and 70 centimeters deep. It was completely empty. The floors had been removed, and all surfaces covered with matte black cloths. Amir said, "I did that 2 days ago." That night, I turned off all the lights in the apartment, drew the curtains and asked a ghost to appear in the pitch-black cupboard. But when he appeared, I was scared. I laughed and said, "Well, what did you do?" Amir also laughed and said, I said in a confused voice, "Thank you for coming. Please leave." And the ghost disappeared immediately. At the same time, Amir's mother called us and said that dinner was ready. "Come on, before it gets cold." I didn't have time for any more questions. One day I asked Amir, "When you contact the spirits of people's relatives, what effect does it have on them?" Amir said, "Usually, their faith gets stronger, but some people who do not believe in God or have weak faith and commit many sins panic. Because they understand that God exists and at some point they have to give an account for the sins and evil they have done to other people." Even at the time when Amir did not believe in the existence of God, he was a good, honest, and sincere young man who suffered from the injustice and cruelty of the world. Although contact with the spirits strengthened the faith of others, the sinners awoke from their sleep and some ended their oppression. I did not think it was right to contact the spirits. Otherwise, like Amir, I would have learned the ways and methods of contacting the spirits from his spiritual master. After a while, Amir joined a group that had nothing to do with politics or other religions and only thought about the goodness of God and helping others. They translated, printed, and published books that led people to God. After Amir joined this group, he gave up contact with spirits altogether, because the group was against it. One of Amir's beliefs was that addiction takes people away from God. Amir's mother was a very loving, kind, and generous woman. Unfortunately, she died of a heart attack at the age of 60. Everyone who knew this warm-hearted and loving woman was deeply saddened and cried. Except Amir. He behaved as if nothing had happened. Amir found the sadness, the grief, and above all the crying of the others pointless and said, "My mother is in a better place, and she is doing very well." When my family and I went to his house to offer our condolences, his group mates came to see him. One of them asked, "What's the news?" Amir said, Everyone is crying so much that it almost touched me. After his mother's funeral, he did not go to the Behesht Zara cemetery. Always, when the relatives asked Amir to visit his mother's grave with them, he refused. Amir once told me, "They say to me, 'Why don't you come with us to your mother's grave? My mother's soul is here with me. Should I go to her grave?'" After the death of his mother, Amir returned to England, where he had studied and worked for many years since his childhood.